Nigeria Police Force has paraded 17 suspected murderers after its men raided Enohia Itim village in Afikpo local government area of Ebonyi State on the ground that the suspects allegedly resorted to jungle justice and burned to death a man suspected of witchcraft activities, just as its men in Imo State command invaded kidnappers' hideout and rescued 4 hostages. Olumiwa Adejobi, the first spokesperson while parading the suspects on Monday before newsmen in Abuja, said 2 among the kidnappers in Imo State were shot dead during gun battle on Saturday. In a remarkable display of courage and commitment, police operatives attached to the Imo State Command successfully executed a daring rescue operation that led to the safe liberation of 4 kidnapped hostages. The operation was carried out on Saturday, January 4, 2025. After the operatives received a distress call reporting the abduction of 4 persons in Umukan, Ohaji local government area, Imo State. The police operatives swiftly swung into action, locating the criminal hideout and engaging the kidnappers in a fierce gun duel, during which 2 of the kidnappers were neutralized. The success of the operation led to the rescue of the 4 victims and the recovery of 1 AK-47 rifle, 1 AK-47 magazine and 21 rounds of live 7.62mm ammunition. The force reaffirms its resolute devotion to combating heinous crimes such as this, and assures members of the public that efforts to rid of criminal elements from our society will continue relentlessly, ensuring the safety and security of all residents. In another development, on the 3rd of January 2025, police operatives attached to the Ebonyi State Command arrested 17 suspects in Enohia Itim village, Afikpo local government area for the murder of 1 Urumchi Okorocha, male, who was accused by local youths of being involved in the killing of several individuals through alleged witchcraft and spiritual means. The suspects had mobilized and apprehended the deceased, but instead of handing him over to legal authorities and committing to the rule of law, they decided to take laws into their hands, becoming judge, jury and executioner. The police operatives of the Uana Division mobilized tactical teams to the scene on a rescue mission, but the angry mob had already killed and burned Mr. Okorocha before the arrival of the police team. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Adeolu Egbetukun, condemns this act of jungle justice in totality. Citizens are once again urged to refrain from taking laws into their hands and report any suspected criminal activities to the nearest police division or formation around them for necessary action. The efforts of the police are constant reaffirmations of the dedication to bring to book perpetrators of heinous acts of crime in our societies. The IGP once again reiterates the unwavering commitment of the force to public safety and justice for victims of violent crimes. Citizens are encouraged to engage with security agencies, providing any information that may assist in the ultimate goal of creating a utopian society for all. The Nigeria Police Force remains Innocent Orji-led Biafra armed group, Biafran Provincial Government, BPG, has called on residents in southeast states to avoid night travel, and also warned secret cult members against cultism-related activities in the southeast geopolitical zone, with additional warnings to its armed men against Anambra State Governor, Chukwuma Soludo Amnesty program, cautioning its members to always use precision weapons and avoid killing civilians when in contact with Nigeria security operatives. Innocent Orji stated this in a press statement issued on New Year Day. Few days after yet to be identified armed group invaded Ihiola local government area, killing over 9 persons, both security operatives and civilians, with more persons, mostly vigilante members, killed at Oba community in the Idemili South local government area of the state. No group has claimed responsibility for the December 30, 2024 killings in Ihiola and Oba community, but Innocent Orji in the New Year message warned against cultism, kidnappers and political thugs who are acting as unknown gunmen to cause mayhem in the southeast states. The violent activities by non-state actors in Anambra State forced the state governor, Soludo, to declare a major state of emergency in the state on New Year Day, with 10 million naira's bounty placed on each head of any member of the killer squad killing security operatives and civilians in the state. Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetokun, on Friday warned Biafra armed group, among others, that the force will no longer tolerate any act of assault and killing of its personnel. IGP, while speaking at the Enugu State Command of the Nigeria Police Force during his 2 days official visit ahead of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's visit to the state, ordered policemen to collectively respond appropriately to deal with anyone or group that assault or kill police officer. The Biafran Provincial Government, in a press statement issued earlier by its members in Awka, the Anambra State capital, stated in quote thus: "In the final report after remote monitoring and information gathering, the Provincial Administrator of Awka Province, Colonel Okunwa Okafor, reiterates the conspiracy to instigate violence by agents of the occupying government of Nigeria, which notably amongst others includes defunct Anambra State Governor Professor Chukwuma Soludo and his political associates. It has been uncovered by our intel that recent call for amnesty by the defunct Anambra State Governor is to protect his cousins who were apprehended for cultism and political thuggery, leading to the violence escalating in Awka and its environs. The agenda as set for the proposed amnesty is the recruitment of the recipients as security agents in affiliation with the occupying forces to hunt and eliminate pro-Biafra activists and sympathizers. To cover up his complicity and that of his political associates in the escalation of violence in defunct Anambra State, Professor Chukwuma Soludo is blaming the pro-Biafra group, IPOB, while offering a deadline of February 2025 for acceptance of amnesty. Meanwhile, the illegal rendition and long-term arbitrary detention of IPOB leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as conspired by cohorts of the occupying government of Nigeria, including Professor Chukwuma Soludo. Nigeria Inspector General of Police, IGP Kayode Egbetokun, has issued a stern warning to Biafra armed groups and other non-state actors killing police officers in the southeast states and other geopolitical zones in the country that the force will no longer tolerate any act of assault or killing of policemen in the country. Stating this on Friday in Enugu State ahead the official visit of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to the state on Saturday, IGP ordered policemen to respond appropriately to any aggression against men of the force. IGP gave the warning during his official visit to the Enugu State Command, emphasizing that there must be appropriate response from the force against attackers of policemen. IGP vowed that the force will no longer tolerate any assault on his officers and men, let alone killing any officer, no matter the situation. We will not tolerate any assault on our police officers, not to talk of killing. An assault on a policeman is criminal, is an assault on the IGP, and we are not going to kindly any act of assault on our officers, not talk of killing any of our officers. Anywhere there is killing of any policeman, you must all respond collectively and appropriately. There must be appropriate response from us. Where a policeman is assaulted, there must be appropriate response to it. We will not tolerate it anymore. In this year 2025, we are going to say no to assault on our officers. We are going to say no, capital no, to killing of any of our men, he insisted. Egbetokun promised that the force was working with the Nigerian government to address the welfare of its personnel. Although he raised concerns over few police officers and men who are tarnishing the image of the force, he commended the policemen in Enugu State for their professional conduct in discharging their duties. He said, "I want to assure you officers and men of Enugu State Command that we recognize the good job that you are doing. You are very hard-working. You are committed. You are diligent in the discharge of your duties. I have met the governor earlier on and he was full of praises for officers and men of this command. I am super proud of your achievements and your conduct generally. I also want to tell you that as very good that you have been doing, there are still few bad eggs among you that are giving us concerns." The force spokesperson, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, in a news release, reported that the IGP arrived Enugu State on a two-day official visit aimed at strengthening security and fostering collaboration with key stakeholders in the region. The IGP is accompanied by the Deputy Inspector General of Police, DIG, in charge of the Southeast, Big Frank, the AIG Zone 13, AIG Godwin N. Agolo, the AIG FCID Annex, Enugu, and Kwazibizigudali, Commissioners of Police of Enugu and Anambra States, and other senior officers. As part of his engagements, the IGP paid a courtesy visit to the Governor of Enugu State, His Excellency Dr. Peter N. Mba, during which discussions centered on strategies to enhance the security architecture.
Bringing you the news in a more digital way.